So what I'm thinking is just putting some paint like that. And then kind of fading it out. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's going to be good. Not sure about this incense, you guys. I'm going to give it a little while. But yeah, I'm not sure. That's pretty strong. It's very incensey. Not sure why I thought it would be different. It's not different. That's very incensey. We're going to put that out. Oh, that is incensey bad. Don't get that. If you remember as a kid incense and you didn't like it, it's still the same. It's still the same. Even though scents are better or sound better, it's yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It's incense. Oh God. Just like patchouli. I never liked patchouli, ever. I still don't like it. That was big in the 70s when I was a kid. Oh my God. That was a long decade. So what do you guys think of the Temu haul? Kind of cool, huh? Temu has really some of the best stuff. Most interesting stuff that I've seen in a long time. I really, really like it. Okay, so I think what I'm going to try, let's see how it looks. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to do this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. I hope you can tell. Okay, so we'll set this aside, and it still needs work. Now these I just want to put a quick top coat on. Top coat on the top hat. Just because it looks plasticky. But these little things, I think they make such a difference. If you take the time to just do these tiny little things, they make such a difference. I see so many YouTube videos where people are using, you know, skulls, and they don't do any work at all to them. And I just think that's such a missed opportunity for a really, really outstanding look. You know, because some of the people, they do some really cool things in their decor, but it could be just a tiny, in my opinion, you know, just in my opinion, it could be a bit better if they did just a little bit of revamping to a lot of their stuff. Because there are so many videos, you guys must know, so many videos about, you know, doing Dollar Tree DIYs, tons of them. But so many of them use the skulls, for instance, using that same example, just as they are. Well, how? That doesn't even make sense to me. It could be so much better. Especially if you're doing a DIY, you should be able to do a simple, you know, paint treatment. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just seems not done, not finished to me. Not completely finished. And that's not taking away from their ideas. Oftentimes I use their ideas because they're pretty good. They are good. But I do it a little differently. Oh, I can still smell that incense. Oh my gosh. That smell actually turns my stomach. It really does. It makes me a tad bit nauseous. Patchouli does the same thing to me. Kind of turns my stomach a little. Sorry for those of you that like patchouli, but for me it's actually detrimental to my health. Yeah, it's a little dramatic, but yeah. Cheap hairspray does the same thing. I can't stand the smell of cheap hairspray. Like Aquanet. Do you guys remember Aquanet? Oh, what a smell. That one really gets to me too. I don't smell that one very often either. People don't use that much anymore. I had this one girl at work though, oh man. I could smell her a mile away. I really could. And it really, yeah, it was hard on me because it was hard on my stomach. It actually was. Cigarette smoke does the same thing. That was tough because both my parents were heavy chain smokers when I was growing up. Heavy chain smokers. Oh, That was tough. It was very tough. And smoke has always bothered me, and it still does. Look, I love the spider. So what I did last time, I painted white first. Let's try painting this guy black first, and then we'll do the white. Let's see how that goes. It doesn't have to be precise, doesn't have to be neat. Let's do a little black painting. Like in the joints, we'll do a little bit of black. This is just the best paint, you guys. It just, everything takes to this paint. It just goes on so well, covers so well, and just looks so rich. Love this paint. Okay, while we're waiting for all that to dry, let's go back to these. I'm going to just snip these all off. Okay, I'm sure I don't want these little leaves, so I'm going to take these off. Okay, let's go put them away. Okay, I think we're going to put these in there. All right, let's see. And I think these will work just fine, because you won't be able to see the light through them. See, look at that. Yeah, no. If I put them in here, where no light can shine through them. There. Yeah. Well, let's just find some holes. Let's see. There's not many holes. Yeah. All right, one more. There. Okay. I love this display. I love it. All right, there we go. Back on this. So I got a little burnt umber. I'm just going to see what that does. If we just kind of spot it on. Let's see. It's starting to look not so mass-produced. That's what I don't want. Mass-produced. I'm also trying to avoid making it look like, you know, we've done some kind of faux treatment on it. I'm liking it. I don't know why I do that kind of stuff, because you're never going to see it unless you're right on top of it. I don't know why I do that. But it makes me happy. It makes me happy. Okay. No, we're going to need some black. Okay. That just deepens this color a little bit, which is okay. But that's not enough. That looks cool. And there we go. That looks amazing, actually. Amazing. Amazing. One project finished. So I thought it would be a good idea to use the heat gun. Yeah, it was not a good idea. All right, let's not cry over spilt milk or melted plastic. All right, let's do some letters. Yeah, look at the Y. I love that. I love that. Kind of that gothic horror font. Morning, everybody. Okay, so we're going to continue on. We're going to do some white paint on our little tassels. Now, one of my lovely subscribers asked me to show my painting techniques a bit more. So this is one. This is one for my skeletons. I like using white, black, and then I'll do some inks on them. So that's what we're going to do with these. You get a little variation in this tutorial. Okay, so this was peach. Cane peach, we painted it black, and now we're going to do some white. Let's see. That looks pretty good though, huh? This one started out white, plasticky looking. So we did a little black in the crevices. And now we're going to do some white. Let's see how this works. And we are just trying to cover up that plastic look. We don't like that. We do not like that mass-produced, cheap plastic look. So I think doing just this really simple techniques like this on really cheap and expensive, you know, little bits of decor. It just is invaluable, I think. Yeah, like these, the way they came, I would not have used them. I could not. I'm allergic to that. Trying to go a bit lighter on the joints, of course. We don't want to just cover up the black that we added. But, I mean, if we have to come back and do some more black, that's okay. It takes a couple minutes. That's okay. For those of you that fell asleep during that, I'm going to do it one more time. So I did some Halloween decorating yesterday. You guys, it's looking so cool already, in my opinion, of course. You may think differently, but I don't think you will. And of course, it's in my true maximalist style. I used to, and this is just until recently, I used to think that, you know, I was just going way overboard and I would try and, you know, edit myself. I don't do that anymore. I just kind of, I have released the Kraken. The Kraken is released. So I just let her rip. Whatever I think of, I try and do. As long as it makes sense. See, I don't want to just load my place up with just stuff. That's not the point of personal maximalism. The point of personal maximalism is to show your love of your things. That, to me, that's what it is. And I love my things. I love doing my projects. So I've got many, many projects that I've done in my house. I love thrift store shopping. So you'll see a lot of thrift store finds. Yeah. So a lot of my projects start out as thrift store finds or Temu finds or dollar store finds. And I love that. I love it. We've got our little bugs. Well, we've got some big bugs. And we have some little bugs. So, what I want to do is make them look a little classier. So I'm going to use some dollar store gold. This is a fabulous gold. I think this is Dollar Tree, I think. So we're just going to do some dry brushing. But look what a nice gold that is. Look how nice that is. I love this gold. I want the black to show through. I like that look. We are simply trying to make it look more interesting than just a black bug. and I want it to fit within my aesthetic. If I had to define my aesthetic beyond personal maximalism, I would say Gothic, even some Victorian, some industrial, some classic, traditional. It's got a lot of traditional in it, I think. I feel like it does. Ooh, moody colonial. I rather like that. Moody colonial. I'm going to go with that. I love this spider. This is a Temu spider I got yesterday. I adore this spider. Such a good spider. Aren't you? Aren't you a good spider? Yes, you are. Look at these guys. Oh, I think these are so cool. I really like these guys. From last year. And here is my little tiny black Christmas tree. I just put a bunch of spider web all over it. All right. I think the spider webbing should help, but we'll see. Get in there, little guy. There. There. So I'm hoping I can get the rest of them to just stick like that. Okay, should we try one more? Let's try, oh, look at that big spider. Let's try one of these here near the bottom. All right. Let's see if we can't get the wires to kind of, the branches I mean, to kind of help hold them up. There. What do you think? I think that's going to be kind of cool. Okay, so I have them all on. Look! It looks really, really cool. I don't want to do any lights just because I think that'll cheese it up. Yeah, because I'm talking about a tree with bugs and spiderwebs on it. So, I'm thinking to cover the base, we're going to do a pile of skulls and bones and bugs. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, so here's my little pile. I found this little swatch of netting, so I think I'm going to use that right here, just for a little contrast, and to hide those little things. Okay, so there's that. All right, then we've got our skulls, and I don't know that we need to use all of them. And we've got some bones. Like, these are kind of fun. I did this a couple years ago. Lab specimen. And this one says coroner. That one says cell number 13. Morgue specimen, lab specimen. I just wanted them to be a little more interesting. I thought it'd be kind of spooky to have them coming from a lab or a morgue. All right. And we don't have to use them all. Let's just see. Oh, also got some little hands too. That's not too bad. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like the big pile. And that's one too many. Okay, and then we've got a bunch of bugs. That's all I have left. So let's see. Let's see. I love these flies. These are from the dollar store. And I gave them a little paint job. I love these. All right. And here she is, all finished. And I added a few crowns. Just because, why not? You can never have too many crowns in your Halloween decor, right? Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think it turned out really, really lovely. Well, lovely, maybe subjective. Anyway, hope you like it. Okay, let's finish these up. I've decided they don't need any more work as far as paint. I think they look pretty good. So we're just going to do a little inking and they'll be done. And then we'll add our ribbon for our tassel and then they'll seriously be done. Okay, so let's do a little brown ink. So I kind of just have a very light hand with this because you can always add more if you think it needs it. So I just kind of try and get it like on the joints, in between, a little bit everywhere. And same thing on the back. Okay, so there's our brown. Okay, well, see, you can see it looks pretty cool already, right? Yep. Okay. There we go. Now, let's do a little black. And same thing. I'm going to start with a light touch. Random spots. But I kind of go over the brown just because I feel like the brown can sometimes look a little orange. And I don't like that. Yeah, I don't want it to look orange. I want it to look aged. Like that. Yeah? So that's how I handle the brown and the black. Now that's not to say we don't want any of the brown showing through. We do. That gives it the dimension that we're looking for. And I think that one's done. For me, that's done. Okay. So I'm going to let them dry for a little while, and then we're going to add our ribbon, and our tassels will be done. Morning, everybody. It's day 3, and we're going to finish up. Okay, so we just have little stuff to do. First, I want to put just some little hats on my little... Yep, we're just going to do that real quick. Oh, look how cute that is. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're so cute. Now these are those the green hats. They're not going to take to hot glue, so they're just going to rest. They're just going to rest, and they'll be fine. Okay, let's do our tassels. Let's do that. First, we're going to put a little bit just around. We're just going to glue it on like that. We'll just put a little bit of glue. And then we'll just cut that right about there. And then we'll put a little bit of glue on the ribbon. And we'll glue that. Okay, let's make a bow, because I want a bow. I'm not a big bow person, but for this little project, I do like a little bow. So I just measure like that. That's a good size. So we'll do right about there-ish. Okay. So I'm just going to have the two ends meet together in the middle. There, that's good. I'll just do a little glue. Doesn't take a lot. Okay, a little glue on this side. Okay, and then we're going to do just a little piece around a little bow. So we're going to do a little bit of glue here. Like that. Wrap it around, cut it, a bit of glue. Okay, now we're going to do the tie part, and I just do a loop. So I think right about there is good. So we'll just do that. Okay, and then we'll glue this together. Okay, and then we'll put this here. Yeah, that looks good. That. All right, then I'm just going to put a little bit, because I don't want it spilling out. And there's our skeleton hand tassel, our classy tassel. I think that's adorable. We're going to do the same thing. Put this right here. And then we'll decide about how long we want it to go. Maybe something like that. Okay, right about there-ish. And we want the velvet side to be facing outward toward the front of the little hand. Okay, I'll put some glue there. That. And then we'll flip that back over just for a little finished little edge of sorts. Okay, like that. I guess I like the bow on this just because I think, to me, it adds a little bit of the Victorian spookiness. Having that little bit of fancy on it, it's a little bit of bow, you know? At least that's how it works in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. I really do like this brown on here. I think it looks really smart. And there we go. Okay, so we'll find a place for these because we love these. Now I think we're going to do our garland. And it's going to say, "My Flesh Prison," and I'm going to put it at the foot of my bed. I'm going to use this satin ribbon from Temu. So we'll cut a little needle of sorts. Okay. How cute is that going to be? Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever heard this term before? Flesh prison? I love this. Look at that. How cool is that? And I love that they're different sizes. I love that. This is turning out better than I hoped. Why is flesh such a creepy word? I'm gonna go hang it up. Okay, I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay, here it is. It's a little hard to see at the foot of my bed because it's so dark. So I did some dry brush of gold, you know, that Dollar Tree gold on it, just to make it show up a little bit more. I think it turned out so cool. See? Love, 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 love. My flesh prison lies in this bed. Ooh, that would be cool. I may have to get another little banner. My flesh prison lies in this bed. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, I have to do that. Okay, hope you like it. So I have these little masks, and I thought, how cute would that be? So I'm just gonna glue them on real quick. All right, there. And that should do it. And then we'll have our little hat on them. That's adorable. That's adorable. How cute is that? Should I do it like that? Oh, that's even cuter. Okay. There. There. How cute is that? And that'll come right off. And there we go. Oh, cute. Glue. How adorable is that? So, remember the bags that we got from Temu? The ones that say taste and all the senses? Well, I wanted to do some with the 7 Deadly Sins. So I picked up some bags from the dollar store. Look how cute. So I'm just working on that right now. And these are just stickers from the dollar store. Aren't they pretty? I think they're just lovely. And I did a mix of the lowercase and uppercase just to make it a little more interesting. You know, same thing with the white. Aren't they just pretty? These letters? I love them. Dollar store. Okay. So I tried these white ones on the bag. I don't like that. Yeah, so I'm going to take these off. I'm going to start in the middle. So we're doing sloth. So I'm going to start with the O actually. So let's find an O. There's an O. And we'll put that in the middle. That way it's easier to center the whole word. So we'll just start with the O in the middle. Okay. And then we'll do an L. Isn't that pretty? I think those are really pretty. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this. Now we're done.